Hi, I'm Jesse Ammett, host of Valley News Now. The Grand Forks Police Department is asking for your help in finding a runaway teenager. 17-year-old Shakayla Taylor, also known as Kyla Bitsy, left her home around 5:30 this morning. She was last seen getting into a white Ford Taurus. The police say her mother doesn't know where she's headed. Shakayla is about 5'7", weighs about 135. If you see her or know where she is, you're asked to call the police or the Grand Forks Police Department at 701-787-8000. Several pounds of drugs, guns, a homemade firearm silencer, and cash now sit in the custody of the Sargent County's Sheriff's Office after a months-long investigation that led to a raid of a foreman man's home. According to law enforcement, several search warrants were executed on June 13th, and law enforcement found 12 pounds of marijuana, over a quarter pound of meth, mushrooms, LSD, MDMA, and marijuana wax. Authorities say the street value of those drugs total about $50,000. Deputies also seized 2 firearms, a homemade silencer, and over $2,000 in cash. 63-year-old Jay Deagle is charged in court with 5 felonies related to the raid and is being held at the Richland County Jail on a $5,000 bond. Proposals are being sought for industry research, promotion, and marketing of the grape, fruit, and wine industry in North Dakota. The North Dakota Grape and Wine Advisory Committee advises that the North Dakota Department of Agriculture on the distribution of $80,000 allocated for industry research and promotion. The committee is now seeking qualified applicants, and the grant criteria, the potential impact on the grape, fruit, and wine industry, how effective the project is at enhancing the competitiveness of the industry, and the expected measurable outcomes, including specific goals and performance measure, work plan feasibility, and if tasks relate to the project objectives, timeline, and measurable outcomes. There'll also be geographical considerations and multiple product applications. So applications can be found for that at ndda.nd.gov/grape-wine-fruit. That's a lot. ndda.nd.gov/grape-wine-fruit. And the deadline for those proposals is coming up. It is 4 p.m. on Wednesday, June 21st. A woman is in jail after police say she had drugs delivered to a home in Oaks, North Dakota. The Oaks Police Department received a call about a suspicious package containing drugs that was delivered by FedEx to a residence in Oaks. Law enforcement arrived and took the package. A short time after, police were called back to the home for the woman who was there was looking for the package. She did leave, but officers were able to locate the vehicle south of Oaks. Amanda Nash of Oregon was taken into custody and taken to the Stutzman County Jail. She's facing charges of attempted possession of a controlled substance, fraudulent practices in urine testing, and possession of a controlled substance. Marijuana and methamphetamine were the 2 substances. The case is still being reviewed by the Dickey County State's Attorney. And Lend a Hand Up, an amazing organization in our community, has a couple of fundraisers going on this weekend. Jason Johnson a pasta feed silent auction and bake sale to benefit Jason Johnson of Sabin. This will be held June 17th from 11 to 3. Jason was diagnosed with an epidermoid tumor wrapped around his brainstem in August 2022 and has been fighting recurrent meningitis. A little bit about Jason: he's married to his high school sweetheart Tammy, and together they live in Sabin, Minnesota, along with their 2 children and 2 dogs. They both work for CCRI in Moorhead, and he is extremely loved by his clients and staff. They're both active in their community and in the wider community of Barnesville, Moorhead, and Pelican Rapids. He helps coach football and softball, and they're both involved in Camp Casey. After he's had several medical episodes, 2 bouts of infectious meningitis have led to 3 additional hospitalizations and trips down to Rochester at Mayo Clinic. Jason was readmitted to the hospital in Fargo and transferred back to the Mayo Clinic on May 8th for his 3rd bout of meningitis. The money will obviously go to help with medical expenses, traveling expenses, lodging, food, and all of the needs that are related to his recovery. Lend a Hand Up will boost the online gift 20%, and 100% of those funds go to the family. Another one going on this weekend, Norma Floors. Also June 17th, noon to 6, it's at the Moorhead Legion, a free will donation and a meal, noon until it's gone. A bake sale, online silent auction ends at 6 p.m. Live entertainment begins at 7 p.m. Norma visited the walk-in clinic January 31st, 2023. Because of some abdominal discomfort and chills during her visit, multiple tests were completed and ultimately led to a diagnosis of cancer. After that, things moved to a fast pace, and stage 4 colon cancer she is now being treated for at the Roger Myers Cancer Center in Fargo. Prior to her diagnosis, she worked full-time and she's employed at the Legal Services of Northwest Minnesota. She lives in Moorhead with her son and her energetic little golden doodle Murphy. Her 2 daughters live outside the home and she loves spending time with her family. So that's going on again this Saturday from noon to 6. And a benefit for Noah will be held this Saturday from 6 to 10. The second annual Awesome for Andy Day at Hillbillies in Earhart, Minnesota. A fun run, registration at 11, prizes and live music by Chasing Tomorrow to benefit Noah and his mom, Sarah, who are both battling cancer diagnosis and receiving treatment at Roger Myers Cancer Center. So a little bit about Noah. Towards the end of 2022, he's 20 years old, began having some symptoms, appeared to be just like a simple cold or allergies. Little difficulty breathing, and after multiple failed antibiotics and steroids, he developed a noticeable lump on his neck, and a multitude of tests were done. At that time, it was decided that needed a biopsy, and it ended in the confirmation of the unthinkable, that he was diagnosed with paranasal carcinoma and going to have a very long road ahead of him and needing the treatment. And then in addition, his mother was also diagnosed with cancer for the second time in 5 years. In 2017, she was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, and then for 4 years she was cancer-free. Now the cancer is back. There is no cure, and she will need to continue with treatment for the rest of her life. So money that will be raised this weekend will be used for medical, travel, and lodging expenses. And you can find out more at lendahandup.org. Lend a Hand Up, just a great organization in our community where all of the funds go back to the family, and they match those funds up to 20%.